comes a point in everyone's life where they're forced to choose hot and cold, sweet or salty, day or night. However, for the purpose of this video, we're going to be answering the age-old question as to whether or not you should get the iPad Pro or the MacBook Pro. More on that coming up next.
Because it's loud, extra long, short.
Shorts, but longer. What's up, everybody? My name is Lau. Welcome back to Extra Long Shorts. Now, real quick disclaimer. If you're looking for a video that is a one-for-one spec comparison / performance, this is not that video, not in my neighborhood. That's not what we do here. However, what I plan on doing is highlighting the different use cases of each device in order to help you decide which one might be best for you. Real quick, you can also comment down below which device you have or looking to get and why. Alright, real quick, what I'm going to do for this video is just break it up into a few categories, and basically at the end of each category you can decide which one is the more ideal use case for your situation, and understand that there are no losers. Both are fantastic devices in my opinion. However, if you own an Android tablet, sadly that is on you. Take some accountability, my friend. Put that shit in the garbage. Go get yourself an Apple device today. First off, it's really important to know that most iPad OS applications are logistically a slightly more watered down variation of its laptop counterpart. Most aren't as apparent like the social media apps, but other apps such like Adobe and Microsoft are very noticeable. Understand that this doesn't mean that one is inherently worse than the other. It just means that they both go about accomplishing the same goal, but in their own unique way, especially when you take account of the device and the overall format itself. Another thing to consider is the actual interface of both devices. The MacBook Pro, being a laptop, is primarily controlled via keyboard and mouse, while the iPad Pro interface is accessible via touchscreen, Apple Pencil, Bluetooth keyboard, and mouse. So it's safe to say that the iPad is more versatile due to the numerous ways that you can interact with it. And that can make a whole difference in your purchasing decision, because if you're someone who's frequently changing locations, moving around, taking notes on the couch or in the classroom or in bed while via Zoom meeting, you want to be comfortable while you do that. And it's important that you feel comfortable using the device. Round 2, portability and setup. When you first get these two devices, straight out of the box, you're presented with a charger, sticker, manual, and the devices themselves. Ask yourself, how easily can you use these devices straight out of the box without any crazy setup? Now, this question is not to be overlooked. It may be true that you can use it straight out of the box for the MacBook Pro. However, for the iPad Pro, the same cannot be said. For at the very least, you're going to need a protector for the overall device, a case, or you're going to need, because at the very least, you're going to need because at the very least you will need a case and a screen protector. And a really cool screen protector you can get Paperlike, which helps make, for those of you using the Apple Pencil, it helps make the tablet glass smooth surface feel sort of like paper, and it's pretty cool. Not a plug at all. This channel is definitely not there where we're accepting sponsorships. However, the reason why I say this is because right at the beginning, especially if you're on a budget, you don't want to have to worry about purchasing a whole bunch of add-ons and accessories in order to use the device in the way that you need it. Now, like say if you're a college student, you're going to be typing a lot of papers and whatnot, so you're someone who's going to need a keyboard. So will you need a keyboard? That's going to cost you extra. In order to go ahead and use said keyboard, you can, go ahead and purchase something like this, the Smartfolio for the iPad Pro or the Magic Keyboard. Either or, there is a difference. The Magic Keyboard is a lot better than the Smartfolio, but the Smartfolio is the cheaper option of the two. But again, this takes care of your case and your keyboard issue. This is those two in one. So already you're saving 15 to 30 bucks on buying a separate case, because it's already part of your device. So that's that. And now let's say again you're a digital artist and you're going to be drawing a lot, or you like taking notes while you're in class. You're going to need something to write with in order to ditch the traditional pen and paper notebook setup. So what do you use? The Apple Pencil. This right here, this will run you about $129. But again, if you go the budget route and go on the marketplace, you could probably pick this up for about anywhere $90 to $100. I'll probably leave the link in the description for you. It really enhances your tablet experience, especially for digital artists out there like myself, or if you're just taking notes constantly, or for writing scripts for this video. Now let's say if you're someone who doesn't have money for a Smart Folio keyboard or the Magic keyboard, what do? You still need to type on your iPad Pro comfortably, because typing on the screen is just not an option for us. So the next thing you can do is purchase something like a wireless keyboard and mouse. These, now again, although you can use these two, and I have used these two together for the iPad Pro, the experience is not as optimal as you think it would be. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. These two devices, although they do enhance your experience on the iPad Pro, I only use that type of thing if I'm at home. And again, I don't use it that often because again, I have a desktop, and if I really needed to, I have my Magic keyboard. I can type directly on the iPad, and I can use my Apple Pencil to kind of like select, move, and do drag and drop and do all that, crazy shenanigans. But it kind of takes away from the experience of using a tablet, in my opinion. So, and also it hurts the argument for the iPad being more portable than the MacBook, especially if you have to carry around a keyboard and mouse all the time. That's just more stuff you have to add into your bag, and the less stuff you have to carry, the better. And obviously, this is two more things you have to pay for in order to just use it in the way that. All right, round 3, comfortability and productivity. What's necessary and what's not, it completely is dependent upon you, the viewer. Do you like writing with a pencil, taking notes, or in creating astonishing works of art? Or perhaps you prefer the tactical feel of a keyboard. How comfortable you feel while using these devices and where you use them. Don't underestimate the level of comfortability when you're using these devices, especially when you're in your everyday settings. Now, in my opinion, the iPad Pro, because of its modular form factor, it's a lot more comfortable to hold, and it provides that pro level of comfortability when you're using it in hand, because you can use it like a notebook, a laptop, or like a tablet, and draw and whatnot. And it's able to, you can do this no matter where you're at. On the other hand, the MacBook Pro, it is an objectively better device, and because of its amazing multitask and better apps, larger display, it allows you to be that more efficient in the things you do, thus increasing the level of productivity. Now, there's something to think about too as well. Every time I go to pick up my iPad Pro, there's something that I like to ask myself, which is, what am I willing to compromise for in order for that pro level of comfortability using the iPad Pro? Because if I'm not using the MacBook, I'm giving up things in order to experience that level of comfortability and able to walk around with something in my hand that's light and get work as I'm walking around the house, walking around the office, on the bus, etc. So what am I willing to give up? Am I willing to toss aside having access to SD card, HDMI, better display, bigger apps, more intense, better display, more more fleshed out applications, great color resolution, better battery? Those are things that you're willing to compromise when I'm picking up that iPad Pro, you know what I mean? And since I have both, my iPad Pro is used more so as a companion app to my MacBook Pro, and my phone is used like a second companion app to my tablet and MacBook Pro. If you're someone who's on a budget, you're not trying to get the M12-inch iPad Pro with the LiDAR scanner and the M2 chip and have all the cellular model and all. You're not trying to get all that. You don't need all those bells and whistles. You just needed to do very specific things. Just to recap everything, there really is no right answer when making such a decision, because it all comes down to you, the viewer, and your own personal needs. For outgoing task-driven students, busy homebodies who are looking for multimedia devices to consume content on, and for those digital artists out there who like creating very basic videos to working on amazing works of digital art via projects. So for those who like working with other creators, the iPad Pro is going to be your best bet. Now, for heavy data-driven tasks, pro-level tools, studio-level quality, and seamless transition between applications, the MacBook Pro is never going to fail you. It all depends, again, on what's able to get the job done for you. Just no matter what, when you go and make this final purchase decision, promise me that you'll consider the following 3 things. Number 1, that you can comfortably use the device no matter what setting you're in, especially the ones that you most find yourself in. Number 2, that it has the capacity to take care of any upcoming projects that you may be working on, and that you are able to handle the tasks that you daily deal with on a day-to-day basis. 3, that it can at least stand the time for the next 3 to 5 years, bare minimum, because what we don't want to be doing is buying a new iPad or MacBook Pro every time one comes out, because that is not the financial responsible thing to do. We do not preach fiscal irresponsibility on this channel. It's not about getting the latest, greatest, it's about getting what works for you. That's enough for today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more like it, comment down below which was your favorite device and which one you would get if you were choosing for the very first time. If you're a new subscriber, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss us in the next one. My name is Lau. I got some snow to shovel, and remember, just do it. See you next time.
Because it's loud, extra long, short.
Shorts, but longer.